Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back your lovely faces to a brand new video here on the channel. If you are new to the channel, hello to your lovely face. So, come talk some brand new channel. I'm going to be telling this now most of my videos, letting you know. The link will be below for you. This is going to be the brand new podcast channel and long-term talking streams. I will be having a few people on in the next couple of weeks. We got a couple of guests lined up and fingers crossed it goes well. So, enough of that, ladies and gentlemen. Today, we're going to be talking about Joe Rogan. So, I've brought this up because I'm going to show you towards the end of this just how hypocritical other people are. So, this is what's happened. Joe Rogan under fire from ADL and other comedians for spreading vicious lies about the Jewish people on Spotify's show. This is coming from Deadline as well. No stranger to controversy, Joe Rogan this week offered the following generalization about Jews on his massively popular Spotify show. The idea that Jewish people are not into money is ridiculous. That's like saying Italians aren't into pizza. Rogan was speaking to one-time MSNBC contributor Crystal Ball, that's funny, about Republican Ilhan Omar's 2019 tweet that Israel's defenders in the US were motivated solely by money. It's all about the Benjamins, baby, wrote Omar at the time. The tweet drew a swift rebuke from leaders on both sides of the aisle, including then Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi. Omar later recanted, writing, "I unequivocally apologize." That's the first thing he did. He should never have apologized. The Spotify's host statements this week were part of a conversation about Republican Adam Schiff, or represent whichever one. I don't even know who he is. Again, it's American politics. "It's crazy," said Rogan. "Did you see him sitting next to Ilhan Omar, where she's apologizing for talking about it's all about the Benjamins, which is just about money? She's talking about money. That's not an anti-Semitic comment. I don't think that is. Benjamins are money." He continued, "The idea that Jewish people are not into money is ridiculous. That's like saying Italians aren't into pizza. It's stupid." ADL CEO Jonathan Greenblatt called the comedian's comments no joke and said he found it disturbing that at a time of rising anti-Jewish when growing numbers of Americans believe in anti-Semitic conspiracy theories, Joe Rogan would use his immense platform to spew anti-Semitic tropes about Jews and money. Explaining further, Greenblatt reminded that for centuries, people have used these long-standing tropes to spread vicious lies about the Jewish people, comedian or not. Rogan's comments are no joke. Now, this is where it gets into it, where I was saying about people being hypocrites. British comedian and novelist David Baddiel observed how disturbing it is when a racist myth about Jews is just said breezily on one of the biggest podcasts in the world, and no one gives an F. You can watch the clip with Rogan's quotes in Baddiel's tweet below. Now, these are headlines about David Baddiel. "I'm happy to apologize for blackface." Yeah, he used to do a bit on his TV show where he dressed up and done face paint. He did that for years. He always said it was funny. You got that there, okay. But I'll keep talking about any anti-Semitism. David Baddiel apologizes after being accused of hypocrisy after footage of gypsy jokes surfaces. That's another one he did. And he used to spew this on his TV show all the time. And the bottom one, David Baddiel's hollow racism apology to Jason Lee. Now, Jason Lee is a ex-footballer. And this is where the article is. So, asked by the ex-footballer who his allies against anti-Semitism are, the Jewish comedian was flummoxed. That's because he has thrown his lot in with the racists. Yeah, this is exactly what he did. He has actually gone, oh yeah, all Jews are like it. So he's actually made jokes about him himself. But again, no, he'll be coming out probably and saying, because obviously all this is going to be dug up again, because like people do say this day and age, they like to dig up things that you said in your past and hold you responsible for them today, even though things back then were different. And when you got someone like David Baddiel, who is He wasn't, he wasn't a huge comedian. He's not a Jimmy Carr, Michael McIntyre, or Lee Evans. He's not like that. He just had a very successful TV show. And it was a comedy show, like different skits and all this kind of stuff. And as you go on with it, you may not have heard of the Jewish comedian or the black ex-footballer Jason Lee. You may not care about them, either of them. But their first ever meeting, aired in 2 different formats this week, should interest anyone concerned about how the discursive battle on racism and identity politics is manipulating our political life in increasingly malevolent ways. The meeting ostensibly took place so that Baddiel could offer an apology to Lee, 25 years after he repeatedly lampooned and bullied him in a BBC TV show called Fantasy Football, in which that even then were obviously racist. Baddiel blacked up as Lee wearing a pineapple on his head to ridicule his appearance because he wore dreadlocks tied atop his head for matches. Yeah, literally, that's it by there. This one by here on that side in the red football shirt, that was David Baddiel. Yeah. So you got that there, and you got this guy now, he's like, oh, how dare they do this? This day and age, it's literally, you can see why Baddiel's doing it, because he doesn't want to get cancelled. Because he knows if he gets cancelled, his books will not sell, because he's a novelist now, and to be honest with you, some of his books are not that good. I've read a few of them, and it's sad because, again, well, they say he used to write all his own jokes and his own things, and the majority of his jokes were absolutely hysterical. It's like, yeah, mate, maybe you should just stick to writing jokes and comedy skits. Novels are not for you. But you got that by there, and I just wanted to bring this up because it does show how hypocritical someone like this is, because when you have all these different headlines going against you, and obviously you come out against someone who's saying a joke just because it's your religion and you are Jewish, that would be like, perfect example is right now, the Church of England. Church of England wants to get rid of Our Father from the prayer, the Lord's Prayer and everything else, and they want to do it as gender neutral, which in my eyes is like, the Church of England only exists because Henry VIII brought that in so he could divorce his Catholic wife. It's not really a religion, it was just brought in just so they can make their own rules. There's so many things going on in this world at the moment where you take a step back, you look at things and you're like, I can see why the world is going to shit. I can really see it. There's just so many things going on where people are trying to get other people cancelled. They're trying to literally just saying, oh, you said this 30, 40, 50 years ago, but they're not doing anything to the people who are getting caught today. Have you noticed that? Perfect example is there's so many people being done for having underage stuff. Let's just call it that. And no one seems to care. You got people trying to be like, oh, no, that's fine. Just leave him be. No. You're trying to hold comedians responsible for what they said 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago. But you got people there actually trying to get kids. And you're like, oh, that's fine. No, it's not. You're literally a fucktard if you think that's fine. It's not. But that's what we got, guys. If you are new to the channel, please like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell for future updates. And I will see each and every one of you soon.